Welcome to the Parenting Roundabout podcast. I'm Terry Morrow.
And I'm Catherine Haleko.
Every Thursday, we're bringing you a library find, a pick from our archives, and a parenting or pop culture tidbit or two. Let's start with Catherine's library find of the week.
I came across this one. It is from 2012. So it's called Better Than Fiction, True Travel Tales from Great Fiction Writers. So Isabella Allende, I had just read one of her books, Joyce Carol Oates, Frances Mays, like a bunch of authors are in this one. And I didn't read any of it, but it was published by Lonely Planet, which at the time was a big player in the in this type of field. And so, I'm curious about, what these novelists have to say, these fiction writers have to say about their travels. So I might check that out. And it turns out that there's a volume 2. Ooh. So I'll have to, I might get 2 books, 2 finds out of it. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, but what good will it do you? You don't have any place to talk about it anymore.
That's true. Where will I share my weird library finds after this? I might have to put them on my Facebook or my Instagram. Yes. I don't know. Or I'll just message them to you and say, Terry, you won't believe this.
That will be good.
Yes.
Yeah, well, speaking of your various social media presences. For my recommendation this week, I consumed a couple of entertainment products this week, and I didn't like them, but I didn't hate them. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to enthusiastically talk about them, but I also don't want to dump on them. So I'll just chalk up the time I spent consuming them as leisure and not as podcast fodder, and talk about where you can find me after this podcast ends, after this very episode, when we go off into the sunset, when our plane crashes on a weird island and we go back 30 years in time and never can podcast again. Where can you continue to hook up with our insights and ridiculousness? I'm going to try to start writing my Substack again. Mm-hmm. I am on the page here, and I see that my last post was December 12th, 2024.
24? Really?
Yes.
Wow, I'm surprised. I knew it had been a little while, but I didn't think it was that long.
I did not either. So, the podcast takes time, and it's been a wonderful creative outlet, and then therefore made me feel less need for other things. The thing about podcasting is, and you can tell that we do this, people, just come and talk off the top of your head. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to edit it. You don't have to plan it out very much in advance. You just talk. Whereas if you're going to write something, then you got to write it, and you got to read it again, and then you got to say, oh, this isn't quite right. I got to fix this. So I'm going to miss just spewing, but I will try to get back to that. So the Substack is called Too Old for Cool, and it's we'll have the link in the show notes. And I am also on Twitter as Momitude, and I have a website that kind of gathers together all my stuff at, I believe it's byterrymorrow.com.
Okay.
Yes, at byterrymorrow.com. And that combines some of my special needs writing and other online writing and this podcast back episodes and all such. We will keep up the podcast website at parentingroundabout.com for a while anyway.
Yeah.
And you should be able to listen to things there until Spreaker takes us down. I don't know how that works. If at some point they will say, hey, we notice you haven't made any episodes.
We noticed there's nothing here.
So at which point maybe we'll archive it someplace. But,
we're going to kick that can down the road for a while.
Exactly. I have a thought.
Okay.
To do a farewell tour of putting on social media 1 episode a day for the entire run of the podcast.
Yeah.
And I did the math, And if we did that for every single episode we have ever put out, it would go 8 years.
Oh my gosh.
However, quite a number of those were repeats.
Right.
Which would not count. So I believe it's fairly likely that I will start that job. Whether I will finish that job is
an open question.
Is significantly less likely. I may hit a Lost like warp, and then you can just assume that the rest of the episodes are being released into syndication in 30 years ago.
Right.
But,
right.
I don't know. I kind of feel like it would be a tribute.
Yeah.
Just keep putting these things out here. We've stopped recording them, but you still have to listen. Dang it! until our host says, "Wait a minute, I see you haven't recorded anything new for X amount of time. Bye."
Yes. Well.
Anyway, so you may still see pop up in your social media if you're following us the occasional Parenting Roundabout episode. Give it a listen, just for old time's sake.
Exactly.
And,
we've covered
it's been fun talking and blathering randomly to you. To you, Catherine, and to you, alleged listeners.
Right.
Theoretical listeners.
Right.
Whoever you are. Thank you for listening.
Yes. And my main social media is Instagram, which is mostly pictures of my dogs, and if I ever travel, you get some of those, and once a month, all the books I read in the month before.
Okay.
So,
that's cool.
Yeah, I have this app. It's called Bookmory, Bookmory, that I use to track all my stuff, and it yells at me constantly about making a backup, but I download, like every month, I download the calendar that shows all the books I read. And so I have that on my camera roll. Then I post it on Instagram, so I have it there. And then also on my calendar, my Artful Agenda that I'm still using, thanks to Terry, there are list functions in there. So I have a list in there of everything I've read. So I don't feel the need to make a backup of this app, but it really yells at me like frequently to do that. So anyway, but yes, Instagram, I will have my handle in the show notes should you care to check that out.
Cool.
And then for our archive, we thought we'd just talk about a couple of our past episodes. We've got a few to choose from, as Terry said.
Yes.
13 years worth.
Number. Oh my gosh. And
I mean, we have had so many people talk with us. Like in the early days, we were kind of a rotating cast, and then
starting from like parenting guides at about.com.
Right, which has been about 4 different companies since then.
That's right.
And then we settled into kind of a core group, but then we had, like almost every week, we had a sort of recurring person. We had Susan Adcox, who would talk about grandparenting and things like that. We had Robert Rummel Hudson. We had just a lot of people. And then we settled down into just 4 of us, and then 3 of us, and then 2 of us. And we have covered...
Yes.
Everything you can possibly think of. So, but a couple, I picked out a couple.
We should when we're talking about who's been on the podcast, we should mention Nicole Eridix, who was with us as a threesome for quite some time.
A very long time.
And before that, Amanda Morin as a foursome for quite some time.
Yes.
And of the About.com people, Kathy Cesari also. Mm-hmm. We had a list at one time, and I'm trying to find it, but it's really been fun in all its different permutations.
Yeah,
and if you could still go on our website and look at how long it's been and how much we did, or just watch the Roundabout Chat Twitter feed. You'll be seeing them for the next.
They're coming.
We're starting at the beginning. Old times, old times. But
I mean, and I used to like walk around my house in my backyard just talking into my phone, and that's how the podcast was,
oh my gosh, in the early days, didn't we start on Blog Talk Radio?
Yes.
Oh, if you listen to those early episodes, it's a little painful. I'm sorry, that's where the technology was back then.
Yes.
And then we all bought our own podcast mics.
That's right.
Headphones. Got fancier and fancier. I learned how to edit. For a long time, Amanda's husband,
John,
was doing our editing.
That's right.
God bless. And then I took it over. So you can blame me for all the for the way the podcast sounds. I've tried some things. But one thing it has taught me is that you can never trust anything you hear. It is so easy to completely
manipulate,
change what an piece of audio says. Mm-hmm. I am an old person using free tools, and I can do it.
Yeah.
Somebody who knows what they're doing and has sophisticated equipment, yeah, we're just all cooked. You can make anybody say anything.
Yeah.
It's very scary. Mm-hmm. And also kind of cool. So So what do we want to talk about as our last archive episode, or do we just want to talk about episodes?
Well, I mean, I threw out a couple, but they're just sort of some examples.
I like this one about parenting procedural.
Yes,
in
2022
that has not happened.
we talked about how there should be. Why are there no TV procedurals covering all the parenting mysteries? Yes. Small ones like where are all the phone chargers? And
why do all my AirPod boxes only have one AirPod? Where are they?
Right. And then there's the big things, who ignored the IEP, who made this college admissions decision, who decided whether or not to hire my child or my family member for this job, all that kind of stuff.
I want those things. Never mind on TV. I want them in real life.
I want them in real life too.
I want a quirky detective to come here and help me do all that stuff.
Yes, paging Elsbeth, or I've never watched that show, but it sounds like
I haven't either. But I would love to bring her to an IEP meeting. I think she could do some damage.
Yes, it would be entertaining if nothing else, right? For you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, this was an example of the way we, goof around and the way we got inspired by popular culture, but also our own lives, and just threw that all in a blender and talked about it. So
there seems to be such a, I would think there would be an audience for that. Kind of like a dramedy,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think
Bill Lawrence, you don't have enough to do.
Yeah.
Can you put this together for us? Come on, man. You can take a 12th show to be doing. It'll be fine.
No problem. No problem at all.
Send Brett Goldstein to my house. I'll talk to him about it. I'll give him all the deets.
Imagine. I love it. Yeah, I just think that we were very good at pulling all these random threads together and
often out of desperation. What are we going to talk about this week? Oh crap!
But it reminds me of when I worked in magazines. Yeah, you'd have idea meetings like every week, and you'd just be like, I don't know, like we've done everything there is to do. Like I can't keep. I don't know how to keep doing this. Yeah. And you somehow always would, you would always, there's always something else. And there's sort of eternal things that happen, for parents and families.
Right.
In every timeline. Yeah. And then there are things that are inspired by current events or whatever it is. And you can just, turn it into something.
Yep.
which we're good at.
A deadline is a very good creative spark.
That's right.
Which is why my Substack has been sitting here for 2 years, because I don't have a deadline on it.
Right. There's nobody telling you what to do.
Podcast. We got to think of something right now.
Get out there. Yes. Yeah. So it's been a creative outlet in that way, because,
It has been.
there's always, it's feeding the beast of the internet, or the pod the pod catcher, whatever you want to call it.
Especially since we were always so ambitious as to how many episodes we did a week.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there were times when we were doing what, like 6 in a week?
I think we were doing 6 days a week.
Yeah. Well, we were doing like sometimes 2 in a day.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, what were we thinking?
Well, the second one was you and me doing the round 2.
Entertainment, yeah.
Entertainment. And we had a parenting thing every day. We were just
trying things.
We're just trying things.
Lots of things.
As we said, podcasting, you just talk and then you deal with what you got. You don't have to agonize over the words.
Right.
Clearly. If you listen to many of our episodes, clearly we didn't agonize over the words. But another thing that we did was if we saw something funny going on in the internet, we would make fun of it.
Yes.
Like, are you a soggy mom or a crunchy mom?
And all of the
silliness
types of moms we got into.
Moms.
Lawnmower mom, and there were so many. So many.
Yeah. Parenting. There's so many parenting theories that are so debatable. But I think ours is the best one, which is that every kid is different, every parent is different, every family is different. Yeah. Find what works for you.
Yep.
If you feel like being crunchy or soggy, you just go. But don't inflict that on everybody else.
Exactly. That is where you get into trouble, when you try to insist that your way is the only way.
Yes.
Which I have been known to do in other aspects of life. Laundry and commuting. Like, why would you drive that way when the clear best way is this other way? But I don't think I'm that way.
That's one less piece of traffic in your way, Catherine. Let them go that way.
Exactly. It's when I'm riding in the car and the person makes a choice that I do not understand that things get sketchy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're elder statesmen. People should listen.
That's right.
We've learned that it's impossible to know anything. So, good luck to you all. You won't have us to tell you what to do or make you laugh.
That sounds like a good way to
go into our extensive archives. Have I mentioned that we have a lot of episodes? A ridiculous number of episodes.
Yes. A never-ending, almost.
That's right. You could listen to them for 8 years and then start over.
Yeah. Because, think of all the things in your life
by then.
Yes. Your life will have changed dramatically. So just start over.
There you go.
But
we're not going to start all over. We're done with podcasting. Are we completely done? I keep thinking, no.
You're going to come up with a new...
My poor little mic is going to get dusty and look at me like...
I know.
What do you got to say?
Right.
Well, Substack does have some sort of podcast capability now, so...
Well,
maybe I'll just record things just for fun.
Exactly. You can just, instead of having to, like you said, write and edit something polished, just blur, podcast it out there.
There you go.
Get it.
Nobody listened to it, but nobody was reading it, so.
I was reading it.
Thank you.
I'm sure I'm still subscribed whenever it comes back.
We'll see. I have many abandoned blogs all around the internet. any one of them can just
I think
come
that's
springing to life.
That's sort of a badge of honor in some ways from the
How many dead?
internet world, right?
How many spots on the internet you've abandoned?
Right.
But
I have a graveyard of email addresses, that's for sure.
well, they have this service called Authory that will go gather up all your dead stuff and put it in one place. Mm-hmm. So, but you have to tell it where the dead stuff is, and that's hard to remember.
Yes.
But I think it just kind of scan the internet and look for things.
Right.
But so you can also look at all my stuff there.
There you go.
All my dusty, abandoned work. Oh, well, it's better than the box of old magazines in my attic getting pooped on by mice, so.
Well, somebody might want those. I mean, Tara Ariano has purchased a lot of old magazines, so she started a podcast about old magazines.
Old First for Women magazines. Which I wrote the occasional something.
Right.
Oh, well. Anyway, bye. Bye. We're leaving
That's
now. Bye.
Bye.
Have fun on the internet, kids. Bye. Enjoy your other podcasts. Listen to our old ones sometime. Remember us fondly.
We'll be there.
Yep. Thank you for listening. You can find all our episodes on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can find recaps, links, and an opportunity to comment on our website at parentingroundabout.com.
You can also talk to us on our Facebook page, on Instagram, or on Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat. And please visit our Amazon shop at amazon.com/shop/mamatude, where you can find links to a lot of the things we've talked about over the years.